Imagine your husband's work friend moves in with y'all, starts popping up in TikToks with him, and then later marries him. Now imagine a jury looks at all of those receipts and says, yeah, she owes you $1.75 million. Hey jury, welcome to Receipts and Reasonable Doubt with me, your animated bestie with the T, Hunny Hearsay. Today, we're breaking down Akira versus Brenay, the North Carolina case where a TikTok influencer was hit with a $1.75 million judgment for allegedly wrecking another woman's marriage under something called alienation of affection and criminal conversation. This is commentary based on public reporting and court records as of today's date. I'm not your lawyer. This is not legal advice, and everything is alleged unless I say a court actually ruled on it. And as always, do not harass anybody I mention in this video. We analyze behavior, systems, and receipts, not people's humanity. Akira Montague is a North Carolina mom of two. She married Timothy Montague in 2018. By all accounts from the complaint, she says they had a real marriage, shared a home, shared kids, and she believed they were building a life together. Enter Brenay, a TikTok influencer with around 3 million followers across TikTok and Instagram. Timothy eventually became her manager, and according to Akira's lawsuit, that's when the lines between work and way too close allegedly started to blur. The lawsuit and multiple reports say Brenay and Timothy began appearing all over social media together. Videos, photos, flirty content, while he was still married to Akira. Akira has said she didn't consent to her kids being posted in that content either. According to the complaint filed in May 2024, Akira says her marriage didn't just randomly fall apart. She claims that Timothy and Brenay's relationship crossed from professional into romantic. They carried on a schmexual affair while she was still married to him, and Brenay flaunted that relationship online, knowing Akira and the kids would see it. Akira describes feeling humiliated, blindsided, and emotionally wrecked, not just because of the cheating, but because it was happening in public on an account watched by millions. The defense tells a different story. Reports say Timothy and Brenay claimed the marriage was already basically over, that Akira knew and accepted the situation, and that this lawsuit was just about money and clout. But in court, Akira pushed back. She said they were still a couple, still intimate, still trying to make it work until this affair. Okay, let's talk law for a second, because this is where everybody went. Wait, you can sue the side chick? Alienation of affection is an old school tort, like Back to England old, that still exists in just a handful of states, including North Carolina. It basically lets a spouse sue a third party for intentionally interfering with their marriage and causing the love and affection to break down. Criminal conversation sounds wild, but it's basically civil adultery. It's a claim that someone had intimate relations with your spouse while you were married. Consent or not, your issue is you broke my marital rights. In simple language, alienation of affection. Sans, you stole my partner's heart and ruined my marriage. Criminal conversation. You slept with my spouse while we were still married. Akira hit Brenay with both of those in her lawsuit, asking for $3.5 million in damages originally. The case went to trial in Durham County, North Carolina in late 2025, and that courtroom full of mess. Reports say the jury heard testimony from Akira describing a loving marriage that fell apart once Brenay got involved, testimony from Timothy, who allegedly said he was never in love with Akira and that the marriage was already done, evidence from social media posts, videos, and texts showing how close Timothy and Brenay were while he was still married. Akira also said that Brenay shared images and content involving her children without her permission, which added another layer of violation on top of the affair itself. The vibe in court based on coverage, Akira. This hurt me, my health, and my kids. I lost my husband and my family's stability. Brenay. This marriage was already over. This lawsuit is revenge and a money grab. After hearing all of that, the jury went to deliberate, and they did not take long. Multiple outlets report the jury awarded Akira a total of $1.75 million, $1.5 million for alienation of affection, $250,000 for criminal conversation. It's being called one of the largest awards of its kind in North Carolina, a state that still takes these Jolene laws seriously. Akira's team has framed it as accountability. A message that you can't publicly flaunt an affair and expect there to be zero consequences. Brenay, meanwhile, has publicly criticized the verdict, saying it's unfair, that she can't afford to pay it, and that she believes the law itself is outdated and sexist. Now here's where the reasonable doubt comes in. Because yes, a jury said Brenay owes Akira $1.75 million, but in real life, that doesn't mean a check magically appears. In most civil cases, if the losing side doesn't or can't just pay, the winner's lawyer can go after things like bank accounts, wages and future income, certain property or assets, depending on the state's rules. And when you're an influencer, your brand deals, platform payouts, and business assets can become part of that conversation too. We've already seen reports of Akira's side moving forward with collection tools like a writ of execution in similar cases, and that may be on the table here as well. Plus, Brenay still has legal options, post-trial motions, appeals, or negotiating a settlement or payment plan. This verdict is huge, but the money and enforcement part could stretch on for a long time. So what does Akira versus Brenay really tell us? It's a story about how old laws like alienation of affection are still very real in places like North Carolina, how social media receipts can absolutely come back to haunt you in court, and how, at the end of the day, real families and kids are stuck living with the fallout while the internet argues about home wreckers and it's not that serious. Whether you love or hate these laws, this case is a warning shot. If you're going to play in somebody else's marriage, especially in a state that still has this statute, it might cost more than a dragged reputation. It might cost 7 figures. So, jury, I want to hear from you. Do you think the $1.75 million verdict was too high, too low, or exactly what needed to happen to make people take this seriously? Drop your verdict below. Type Team Akira if you're glad she used the law to get accountability. Team This Law Gotta Go if you think alienation of affection needs to be abolished. Or it's complicated if you see both sides. If you want more court tea, internet drama, and true crime with receipts and no gore, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and follow for the next case on the docket. And if there's another public case or viral story you want me to pull with receipts, drop it in the comments. Just keep it to public situations, not your cousin's group chat. Hey, it's your animated bestie, Hunny Hearsay. Don't forget, you can find me on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook at Hunny Hearsay so you never miss an episode of Receipts and Reasonable Doubt.